Destination is on the left.
God, D, myself. We want to get back out there and meet as many of you as we can possibly meet. And get the interviews from those of you mainstream media has been ignoring. We're not going to ignore you. Test. Okay, there. That should be doing that. But I have some other things now that that I'm a little bit worried about. I'm going to check those though while we are moving on. So the sound should be back. Welcome back to episode 14. I guess things might be getting a little bit off, considering the week off and. To be honest with you, I really needed it. Sometimes we do. But that's a good thing sometimes to get away and just decompress, unplug, get away from social media, all of that. Okay. So, announcements. I know a lot of you guys have been following about my father. I appreciate that. Let me actually... pop this up. Nope, that's not actually on a text message. Dad's doing better, actually. They didn't extubate him today, but they did take him off the ventilator, so he was breathing on his own. They got 1.5 liters of fluid out of his chest. He's doing much better. We expect him to be extubated tomorrow, and so we're hopeful. We're quite hopeful. So there's that. Also, the cookbook. Do not forget the cookbook. We haven't. If you have a recipe, and we get these questions all the time. What kind of recipe? Any kind of recipe. What if it has alcohol in it? Absolutely. It can be even a drink. Whatever is a favorite of yours. And if you feel up to it, let us know why it's a favorite of yours. It could be a comfort food. It could be a favorite national food, regardless of where you're from. Just something that's special to you. Share it with us. Because I absolutely love food, and I will be trying everything in the cookbook at least once. So, again, if you have a recipe, send it up there to plainsimpleryan@gmail.com. We have till the end of this month. So, one more week exactly to get your recipes in. So, make sure you do that. I know I have been procrastinating getting my last one in there. Don't procrastinate anymore. Just flood that mailbox with your special recipes and stories and stuff this week. And I look forward to actually seeing the cookbook come to fruition. Also, international guests, if you are interested in being interviewed, either being a guest on the live stream show or actually adding your interview in to the documentary project, we're interested in that also. Contact me via Twitter, or you can send an email to streaming@loveamericatour today, and we would love to get that going. Also, if you're interested in perhaps being on the show, and like we were just talking with Tina from Australia, I think maybe Germany. Either way, the time zones don't work well there for being on the show. But if you're interested in being on the show, we can do a quick interview, the live stream. We can do a quick interview at a time that's convenient for you if you're in Europe or Australia or somewhere, and then we can just record that and play it during the live stream. So there's ways of getting around this stuff. Don't be shy. If you're interested in getting your story out there, let us know. We want to help you tell it. Also, we have a growing Lat family, which is absolutely terrific. And some of us are on Facebook, and some of us are on Twitter, and my headset is talking to me. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of stuff in the chat real quick. Don't forget to like, share, retweet, get the word out on the show. But there is a Discord server, actually, is what I'm working on. You may or may not be familiar with Discord. Basically, what this is going to be is a place for the Lat family to hang out. The cast and crew will be able to jump in at any time and kind of hang out with you and then pop back out. We'll be able to chat with each other in text form. We'll be able to, there will be a voice room where you can actually talk to each other via voice. And there's, I believe there's some video capabilities to it. I'm still getting into that part. It'll also integrate with the live stream and the Twitter and the Facebook. It'll be absolutely cool, and I think it's going to help start tying everything together. So we have those also on Twitter, as Jen is mentioning. Use the hashtag Love America Tour. If you're tweeting to the Lat Fam, if you're tweeting about Love America Tour or to the Love America Tour, responding to it, if we can get that hashtag used and used and used, you never know. We might even be able to get it to trend, and that's exposure. And right now, we definitely want to get the word out there that there are sane, rational people still left on the planet that are reachable and approachable, that will be supportive and uplifting and such. And so that's definitely something that we want to do. So without much further ado, I am and I apologize, I am seriously, I've got a lot of meds on board. I had my own little medical scare today. I'm not going to go into it, but suffice to say that I'm pretty warm. I'm pretty happy. So one of the things that I wanted to start getting into okay, so now that should be back. My apologies for that. Thank you for letting me know in the chat. This is what's going on. I changed some things around, and so we have some interesting stuff going on here. I don't like that that's not happening either. Okay, but we're gonna, give me 1 second here. we're gonna continue on. We made some changes. We did some things, and oh man. Okay. Now we appear to be working. That's much more gooder. Okay. So we did some things. I changed some things around. You'll be able to see it when we start bringing the guests in, which actually is going to be here pretty quick. I do want you to realize that this is good. I mean, I'm going to attempt to not have any more of these kinds of issues. If we do, I can fix them quickly, I hope. But this is what we're up against. Is we've changed some things around, and you'll be able to see that shortly. But in the meantime, some of the stuff might have got broke, so we'll just keep on going. So what I was saying was we've actually talked a lot about maintaining a positive attitude and the differences that it makes in the way that you perceive yourself, the way you perceive your situation, and even the way others can perceive you. And it's very simple things like changing your phrases from things like why is this always happening to me to how can I change this for the better. One of them takes your power away, the other one gives power to you. We've also talked about that this is a journey that takes some time. We're basically, what we're doing is developing new habits, and that can take 2.5 months. So don't feel bad. We all fall, and there's that. So we've gone over that, but once you start developing that habit, where do you go from there? And so what I want to start doing over the next couple of episodes during the positivity segment is I want to talk about what I've never heard anybody else call it this, but I call it playing chess with life. And there's two ways of doing that. And one is if you've watched some of the interviews that Corin did in part 1, you'll hear people talking about a 5-year plan. We heard Joe Williamson even a couple of episodes ago when he was following up talking about a 5-year plan. And it's so there's two ways. Is one, how do you make a 5-year plan? How do you take where do I want to be in 5 years and turn it into what we're supposed to do? What do I need to do this week in order to get there? So we're going to get into that. And then the other part is, it actually, if I'm not careful, it starts to sound kind of hokey, but it's not. It's observation. And the more that you observe that's happening around you, you actually get to where it's almost like playing poker, I guess. You get to where you can calculate the odds of a certain outcome happening, but you keep in mind, and this is where it's like playing chess, is you get to keep in mind all of the possibilities that are out there and likely and plan for them. So you actually, what it will look like to somebody on the outside is that everything is just coming up millhouse. Everything's just going your way. When in actuality, what it is you're actually plotting and planning daily for the most likely outcomes of your various projects, and you have a plan in place to, for whatever option ends up becoming reality. Now that doesn't always work. I've been doing it for 30 years, and the longer you do it, the better you get at it, just like anything else. I've been doing it for 30 years, and I still have things come up that turn out where the reality, when it comes to be, not anywhere, wasn't even on my list of possibilities, much less up at the top. And so that's going to happen, but that's okay. As we go, we'll get better at it. And, when I am not medicated out of my head, we'll attempt to get into that more. But that's where I want to go with this positivity thing is how to develop a realistic 5-year plan with realistic goals. And I got a text message, but I think that's old. A realistic plan with realistic goals that you can actually you can attain. You can actually get to where you want to be 5 years from now in 5 years, and you know what all you need to do next month and this week, and it actually gives you direction. One of the big things, though, is figuring out That's one of the hardest things, and it's counterintuitive. It doesn't seem like it would be this way, but it is. One of the hardest things is, where exactly do you want to be in 5 years? And don't scrimp on the details. You know, are you wanting to be, maybe, do you want to own your own house in the woods, or, you know, up there on the waterfall? Well, what kind of house? What state? What country? By yourself? Animals? A spouse or significant other? What exactly do you want? And yeah, like Joe Williamson says, playing the long game. And that's cool. And, you know, Jen says, I'll still be at the hospital. Well, if you want to be at the hospital, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to get out of that into a different job, 5 years is actually a very long time. You can accomplish an awful lot in that amount of time. So you make realistic goals, and we will go into that. Like I said, when I'm not completely bombed out on my skull, we'll go into that. Hey, Greg Funk. Greg Funk is actually checking this out on Facebook. I got to tell you about this guy. I met him in 2017, I think. 2017, 2018. I had to use a cane to get around, and that man got me off the cane. He is an amazing personal trainer, and if you get the chance ever to work with him, it's worth it. So yeah, Greg, I'm very happy to see you. I'll try and give you a call tomorrow. So I wanted to let you know what we got going on coming up here just shortly. Is I will be bringing in our special guest. His name is Prince Bagdasarian. He's an actor, he's a director, he's a producer. He's got a bunch of different things that he's done, and we're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about what he is doing. We're going to talk about what his thoughts on Love America Tour are. Then we're going to bring in the whole party. We got everybody today, actually. I think Corin, Paranormal, Chad, Benn, Easterday, and Bobby Benn all going to be in there. So what I'm going to do here is, and bear with me if the sound doesn't quite work right. Let me know in the chat. If there's an echo, let me know in the chat. I'm going to do the absolute best I can to minimize all of this. But if the sound is not working correctly, please definitely give me a heads up in the chat. Meanwhile, I am going to, if I can find it here, pop that up. And I gotta do a shout out for Bonnie and Samantha to thank them for helping me test the actual scenes last night. So we're gonna pop that up there, and we're gonna pop that right there, and I'm gonna try and get this all out of the way. Usually I have this done ahead of time, but today kind of got a little bit crazy. So I will be right back. In the meantime, what I want to do is play a little intro video about Prince Bagdasarian, and then we will bring him online and start talking to him. So give me just a few minutes and we'll be right back.
You disrespect me, and you think you can take advantage of me?
Come on, man! Come on! Come on!
Hey, Prince.
Hey.
Hey,
What's going on?
I was just gonna make sure that we had the sound.
Sound's important. I
Yep,
say
yep.
sound is more important than pictures sometimes.
I had absolutely a rough shot there for a little bit getting started because this is a new scene setup, and so apparently I had forgotten to put the mic in some of the other setups, and they're saying that there is a echo. That should take care of it. Appreciate you guys letting me know that. So, Prince, absolutely. Why don't we start with some of your past exploits? Fifth Passenger, Abstraction, Abducted. What can you tell us about them?
Where do we start? Let's see. Abstraction was my first feature, so that might be a good one to start.
Okay.
It's a heist film, for those who don't know, with Eric Roberts and Ken DeViti and Fat Guy from Borat. And it was my first film I undertook myself. I decided to make a feature film after working in post-production and production and all these other parts of the industry. That was back in 2012, 13. And I just decided to do it with other people who had the same passion and drive and goals to make a feature film. And made it happen. Went through the festival circuit, won dozens of awards worldwide. Turned out to be a little bit overwhelming, but for a first feature, but it opened up some more doors to make other films and be collaborative and things like that. And I followed that up with Fifth Passenger, which is the film I produced that Scott Baker directed, who's my Steadicam operator. Bill, I can't hear you. Or maybe
I was just saying, I love that one. The Fifth Passenger, I loved it. Yeah.
I think that's probably around the time when you connected with my work.
Yeah.
Right? It was around 2015 or something like that.
Well, it was because of the circuit, but right before that, it was Fifth Passenger was just being released, and I had the opportunity to see it. Absolutely loved it.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Thanks, Samantha. Awesome work. So Fifth Passenger was a sci-fi film that Scott Baker, my Steadicam friend and operator, who worked on Abstraction as well with me, wrote. We decided to do that self-contained sci-fi thriller. Ended up getting distribution worldwide as well. They went through Amazon, all sorts of platforms and whatnot. I think it's on Tubi now. And Abstraction is also available on Tubi if anybody wants to check it out.
I do.
And then what's that?
I said I do.
You haven't seen Abstraction, really?
Not yet. I've been meaning to, and just between the schedule. I mean, you know how it is. You for every hour of entertainment that people see on the screen, there are days and weeks and months of labor that people don't see, and I just haven't had time to see all of the good movies that are out there.
Sure thing. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, check it out. Fifth Passenger. After Fifth Passenger, I did a film called Diverted Eden, which is that film there, which ended up being retitled to Abducted, and that's available on Showtime now. And this is pretty much one of the biggest projects I've done thus far, as you know. And I was supposed to follow this one up with some other projects and whatnot, but this one had a pretty good ride through festivals as well. And now it's on Showtime exclusively, so you can't get this guy anywhere else. But it's called Abducted. Unfortunately, I like the title, but it is what it is. They change it. It's business as usual.
Now I'm gonna pop out real quick. Your Facebook. I'm gonna put Facebook in the chat, and I'm just gonna let you guys know. If you have the chance, if you're on Facebook, you need to follow this guy because it's not like you would imagine a bunch of advertisements about his movies and stuff, but you do get to see some amazing photos and stuff of behind the scenes, and it's very uplifting. It's very motivating. I actually go there every day to see what you've posted just because of that. And I want to go ahead and take the time to thank you for that, because it is very motivating to me, the stuff that you do there.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks. And sometimes you are the first commenter. I think I previously told you some people log in to see if Bill commented or not, or liked my posts. Look, I'm not a motivational speaker or anything else like that. But you know, I like to pay it forward, you know, and a lot of people, I know a lot of young filmmakers are on my Facebook as well, following my work, and here and there they message me and they want to collaborate, do things and whatnot. So why not? You know, it takes a few minutes, and I have tons of behind the scenes because I have people following me around and taking pictures, and you know, we're in a digital age, so phones are capturing a lot, and so I have a lot to share, and sometimes I go overboard, and sometimes I'm kind of MIA because I'm so busy, you know.
Okay, guys, he's not on Twitter, he's just on Facebook. But I got to tell you, I'm old enough to know, Prince, that not every day is going to be a good day. But to watch your Facebook feed, you would never know that I know you have bad days because you're human. You have to have bad days. But your Facebook's feed does not show it.
Yes, although I think you might have missed those. I do post a few bad days. I've posted times where, like for example, my last film got shut down entirely because of COVID and this pandemic. Right. And we were like 90% there of shooting in August in Ohio. And it was going to be 5 times bigger than Abducted, you know, and it was going to be kind of a step forward for me, a step up for my career. And unfortunately, it is what it is. It's a life-changing event that took place worldwide, and we have to accept it, and hopefully it'll pick back up and we'll continue where we left off, or not. Or maybe we just have to think outside the box and kind of figure out what's next and what we're doing moving forward. But I have posted stuff like that where, you know, it's a bit of a downer. And it's funny because a lot of people came in and a lot of people started messaging me saying, hey man, this is not you. This is, you know, it sounded like I was down, and I was down. But
that's
that
the cool thing.
Helped motivated me, you know, and pushed me up and got back up and try again.
That is the coolest thing about your fans on Facebook too, and it's one of the similarities between your fans and the fans of Love America Tour that I've noticed is that they're very positive, they're very uplifting, they're constantly, I mean, and everybody has bad days. Who's having a bad day changes from day to day, but the group takes care of that. And I understand that you've kind of been checking out Love America Tour over the last little bit. What are your thoughts about that? Have you had a chance to take a look at some of this stuff?
You know, it's I think it motivates me now watching some of that stuff and what you guys are doing. By the way, did I ever comment about that logo that you have, the RV? It kind of reminds me of Breaking Bad, which is not something you want to remind people of with that RV, but it's so catchy, and it's straight to the point. You know what I mean? And so with Love America, I mean, strength is it's kind of like strength lies in our differences, right? So it's like it's not in our similarities. So that's what your show is doing. It's showing what the differences of people when they come together. It's that. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of it as we progress and as the show gets. What episode is this? Like 15, 14?
Well, this is episode 14 or 15 of the live stream, but there are hours and hours of Corin, Nemec, just talking to regular people, everyday people, not necessarily celebrities or heroes, but, you know, and it's all about what are the similarities? Where are you from? What was that like growing up there? And we find that we have a lot of the similar experiences in our lives, which make the differences not so much worth fighting over. And then you find out that, like you said, we should actually be celebrating our differences, because You know, where if we need a movie made, just you and I, okay? You put you and I in a room, and we can fight fires, we can mitigate disasters, we can make movies, we can train film people, we can write stories. There's a whole much more that we can do, you and I, just us together, than we could by ourselves. And the more people that you bring in that are like-minded like that, the more points of view you have. There's thinking outside the box. There's just all kinds of stuff. So
exactly, and that goes back to also, it goes hand in hand with filmmaking as well. It's the same thing, and now I'm sure there's a lot of other careers and there are also things that people get involved with that are just like that. You can't do it on your own. Really, you can't. You got to have these different people who basically have the strengths that you possibly do not, and vice versa.
absolutely. Absolutely. Now I got to tell us a little story on you. When you were little, when you was growing up, I understand. I've read a couple of things, and you were on a podcast not too long ago where she did her homework and she caught you up on some of the magic, I guess, that you did as a kid. And I was curious if you wanted to get into a little bit if that magic taught you anything that helps you in filmmaking now.
Yeah, it taught me not to be nervous. Number one, around individuals that I've never met in my life, and which is basically goes back to stage fright, right? Because that's live performance. It's kind of more difficult than filmmaking in a way, I would say, because there's no take 2 and 3 and 10 and 5, 50 takes of one single thing. You know what I mean?
It's live.
But in my case, it's probably about 50, but then all 49 maybe of them is probably, all 50 of them is probably really good, and I just end up picking one that works. But anyway, yeah, so no, it helped me in that regard, but it also helped me prepare, because magic, you have to practice, you have to get well at doing before you do it on the live stage or a live performance or in front of an audience at any point, whether it's a close-up magic trick, or an illusion on stage. It's the preparation, right? So when you're preparing for battle, it's just like if you go into battle without a preparation, the planning is useless, so you have to prepare. You have to have a goal, and a goal without a plan is just a wish, really,
Yep.
So
that's amazing, because we were just talking about that in the beginning. Is one of the things that I want to get into for the beginning segment over the next couple of shows, is how to develop a realistic 5-year plan where you know what you need to be doing this week to get there. So it's interesting that you go right there. It's cool, because that kind of thing happens all the time.
Right. No, for sure. And again, it's not only magic, it's not only filmmaking, it's not, it applies to a lot of people, a lot of things, even if it's just family life or friends and that, whatever it may be, hobbies, so yeah.
Okay, well, we got about 5 minutes before I bring the rest of the crew in. One of the things that I ask every guest that we have on the show is, and we kind of alluded to this a little bit a minute ago, is that some days it just seems like the world is against you and nothing wants to work. There are no open doors. You see an open window, that gets slammed in your face, and it can be difficult to remain positive and productive. So on days like that, where do you get, because like I've mentioned, every superhero story, there's this one spot where he's beat down and the bad guy is invincible, it looks like, but he digs down into that inner strength he didn't know he had and comes back and wins the day. What's your inner strength? Where do you go to pull from?
You're talking about in my daily life or in my career?
Both, either.
Well, in my career, I turn to filmmakers that are better than me, and I guess that applies also to my daily life too. It's who's better than me. I also try to surround myself with people that are better than me, and I always look at them as kind of templates, but also I do my own thing and make it make it my own.
Sure.
And I don't know. It's like it goes back to the preparation thing with that we were just talking about. It's like there's this. I don't know who said it or where they said it, but it was like something about cutting down a tree. If somebody gives you an axe and tells you have 6 hours to cut this tree down, it's like, where do you pull? How do you do this? What do you do at first? And so in my case, it would be like first hour is sharpening the knife or sharpening the axe in that case. And so because without that, then there's no cutting down the tree, whatever you may do. So it's I guess thinking logically sometimes, and then pulling the motivation from people that you've admired and looked up to, and I guess every day is a learning experience, right? So if you don't learn something every day, then you're not doing something right.
Well, I got to tell you, you are one of those people for me now.
Get your saw. Somebody said get your saw.
Yeah. You are one of those people for me now.
You don't have electricity.
Yep. You're one of those people for me now that when I'm in a rough spot, and you're not the only one, so don't feel like there's a whole lot of weight on your shoulders, but you are one that I will go to if I'm having a bad day. And I think in my head, look, Prince wouldn't let this get him down. He wouldn't let this stop. How would he get around this? And I have a couple people that I do that with just in my own head, and you've become one of them over the last several months. So
oh, man. Thanks, man. It's a good compliment. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
We are getting a lot of people that are asking in the chat if you would be interested in doing an interview with Corin about your life story, where you were born, how you grew up, and that kind of thing. And I want to let them know that I will bring that up with Corin and you after the show or later. I know how to get a hold of both people, so if that's a go, we'll make that go.
Cool. Yeah, I'll be down for it. I'll be down. Yeah, I don't know if Corin is local to LA, but yeah, we can make it happen.
He's not, but there's this cool thing called Zoom.
Besides that, Bill.
Yeah. No, he does actually. Being an actor, he's in LA often. Yeah, he's not currently, but sure. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. Okay, so I'm going to let everybody in the stream know that I am not sure how the transition from this into the next bit is going to go. It looks like it's some of the video may mess up, but don't fret. We'll get it fixed. Don't panic, and we'll go. There's a lot of people that are very interested in that kind of interview. So what I'm doing.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
What I'm doing is inviting everybody in. I've got it.
What's happening, everyone? How are you?
What's up, guys?
How's it going, guys?
Corin, it's going great. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Nice hat. Neon.
Thank you. I like to keep it nice so people can see me at nighttime.
I got a plant here that matches that color.
Nice.
Neon plant, big plant.
It's so people can always see me coming. That's the one thing I want. I have the reflective the reflective lining on my jacket as well, so that kind of
Jogging? Are you jogging?
Well, I dressed like I'm a jogger just so people think I'm fit from jogging, but it's just I just have the jeans.
Sure.
Nice.
How's the conversation been going? What'd you guys get into?
Oh, well, we got into abducted, abstraction, fifth passenger, his magic background, and then the chat actually started wondering whether or not he'd be up for an interview with you next time you're in LA about where he comes from.
I would love that. I would really love that. That would be really awesome. I'm definitely curious about the magic thing. Magic's always been somewhat of an interest of mine. I never really attempted to do any magic. but it's definitely been an interest of mine.
I totally just did magic. I disappeared from work.
You're not the only one, Ben.
Well, there was a separate kind of magic for me. The last 8 months was work disappeared from me.
I'm in the same boat with you, Corin. I never left work. I'm still here, man. I'm
exactly.
Still I'm like, what happened to work?
Exactly. I'm hungry, raring to go.
That's funny, man.
How's it been in the chat? How's the interactions been? Who's out there tonight?
Yeah, what we got? What do we got?
Do we do Husky there?
No, Ben.
Husky.
Ben. We're having a little bit of trouble getting Ben on, and I'm texting him. No, we changed the look around a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, and now you guys can see the chat. Everybody is happy to see that that everybody's back. I mean, we took a week off, and Chad, Paranormal Chad, wasn't able to make the one before that, and so everybody's happy to see all of this. I've got to get Bobby Ben in here too, and I'm not sure. I haven't seen him pop on yet.
We're gonna have enough for a cricket team soon.
Yeah, totally. Play some basketball.
Why not? So what's some of the background that I missed out on? I love the details.
The background.
And the conversation you guys were having.
Oh, well, it was interesting. We kind of talked about how magic came into play, his magic background for making movies, where he gets his motivation from, and you know, I put out his Facebook, dude. If you're on Facebook at all, any of you, it's very much worth following him, because he puts at least one post out almost every day, and it's always positive, it's always uplifting, it's always make it happen, let's make it happen today, and it's one of the places I go to get my motivation.
Bill is the first one there, man. Bill's always the first one there.
I love that. You know, it's important. You know, there's a lot of negativity out there in the world today. It's easy for it to rub off if you let it. You know, and you know, like Husky had said before, before we all kind of came together and started communicating. You know, he was ready to move out to the wilderness and start living off deer for a living.
Right. Hey, but you know what? There's nothing better than magic to spark positivity.
It's true.
There you go. Whether it's real magic or movie magic, yeah, that is true.
Hey, but you know what? There's nothing better than magic. Somebody's echoing.
Do you do any kind of street magic type stuff?
Corin, I probably haven't done magic in like 25 years. I think the last time I did it was with my daughter, because she saw these old videos from like the 90s, and like she saw like Magic Castle performances from LA and like all these other things and whatnot. Like,
did you know Troy? Did you know Troy Slayton? Did you know Troy Slayton, who played Jerry Steiner on Parker Lewis Can't Lose? He was part of the Magic Castle Magicians Club thing or whatever.
What year? Do you remember what year that was?
It was back in the 90s. It was back in the 90s as well.
Oh, okay. No, it doesn't ring a bell. But then again, I would not remember anybody from back then, because I was only 13, 14 when I performed at the Magic Castle.
Oh,
and I started magic when I was 8, actually. So it was like my childhood was like basically engulfed in this whole adult industry, basically. And so, you know, it was great, because it was like a double-edged sword, because, you know, I could get whatever I wanted because I had my own income. Just like as a child actor, you started early on in your career too. How old were you when you started acting?
Well, 11, but really 12 professionally. 11, I was doing some student films and stuff like that, and then 12, I was doing SAG. SAG stuff.
Exactly. It's the same thing. You know, it takes a piece of your childhood away, but at the same time, it's kind of it's kind of cool, because you get to have your own, have whatever you want, really. I could walk into Toys R Us back then and pick out, you know, point at a toy and get whatever I wanted, you know, with no discussions.
I would have got the long piano from Big.
What's that? Was that Chad?
That long piano from, what was it?
The giant piano.
Yeah. You know, the one you step
piano.
on?
Oh, yeah. From Big, yeah.
Okay, so
I think my daughter has one of those. She has one of those. It's pretty. It's pretty annoying, man. Especially, especially because she doesn't know what she's doing. It actually sounds worse now than it did back then.
Oh,
it's
man.
I feel like everything is
like a Jeep running over a field of goof.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Look it up to some special effects.
yeah, just in case you're not familiar with who we got, you've met Paranormal Chad. There is at the top middle. Corin Nemec, you've known from before. On the bottom left is Benn Easterday. He's the producer for Love America Tour. And bottom right is Bobby Benn, who's recently come on. And both of them are very lovely souls. And
And you got
Listen, I just got in from work 2 minutes ago. You have no clue how fast I had to drive to get here, to get home.
Did you hit ludicrous speed?
Dude, I hit 7, okay?
You hit Smarty speed.
Exactly. So wait, y'all keep talking. I just gotta go change my shirt. So y'all keep talking.
Okay.
Well, at least he leaves a nice background. That's perfect.
Right, he's got P. Rose back there.
That's right. That's the best background in the world.
Well, I had come at 6 o'clock. I had come for a quick dinner to have this specialty shrimp basket that a buddy of mine had been raving about, and we got the I don't want her to overhear me, but you know, it's her first time working tonight, and what should have been about a 45-minute meal turned into an hour and 28 minutes.
Well, did you get a date?
Exactly.
Oh, just wrong orders and incomplete orders, and but the food
So
was
you probably ate like 3 meals instead of the one you wanted.
well. You know, we did get a little extra. That's true.
Okay. Well, you can't complain then, right? You got a little extra food out of it.
Yes, because it wasn't what we had actually ordered. So it was like, oh, just keep it on the table.
Good to go. It's like, here, have this. Oh, wait, this isn't yours, but you can have it.
So I got to let you guys know, because I'm not sure if you're aware, but during the week that we took off, some of the LatFam members took it upon themselves to start and then continue what they're calling a Zoom happy hour, which is after the live stream show. They do a call all by themselves. They get into Zoom and they kind of chat around. So I'm going to be trying to hit 10 minutes of this one
online.
Yeah.
Got some rogues out there, man.
I love
it. So the other thing is,
exactly. I put it on my see. I can see it.
Mr. Friday Night.
The boy.
Sunday night. That's what it is.
we should have a Discord channel, a Love America Tour Discord channel, all set up and ready to go in the next couple of days. I don't know if you're familiar with Discord or not, but it's basically just a video or audio or chat hangout, and there's different channels that you can jump into and just leave messages and have a good time. And I think it's going to be fun for us, because we'll be able to stop in there too and insert the occasional joke.
Yeah, the graffiti crew that I'm in, we have a Discord chat room that because it's internet. It's more of an art collective at this point than it is, an old school kind of graffiti crew, because it's all different kinds of artists, stencil artists that do installation work, sticker artists, plus traditional graffiti art and all kinds of street art and everything. But we're all over the world. There's members in Japan and Australia and Indonesia, all over Europe, Africa, all over the U.S., Canada. And so it's a great way for people to be able to get together. We just tried a streaming chat the other day with me and some of the other members from different cities and different parts of the world, and it streamed really well. The quality was great, so I think that Discord is a good move. And there's a lot of there's games you can create on there. It's just mad. I don't really understand all of that stuff. I leave that to to the younger guys who understand that kind of stuff. But
yeah, by 6 months.
It's saying, but you know, technically he's right. Younger.
Leave it to the kids.
Leave it to the kids. I mean, is that an innuendo towards me since I'm like, 28 years younger than you?
We don't talk to you. You're too young.
That's okay. Don't worry. We always tell you stuff last because you can remember. Y'all can't remember. Hey, what did I do yesterday? I think I did this. I'm not sure. You tell the younger ones. They'll remember.
Well,
That's
we know
right.
Prince is 23, so he's the young one.
Prince is 23? Yeah, sure. That gray
That's that
hair
new
tells
Greg.
that's a filmmaker right there.
Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way.
That's that new Greg.
23 is good.
What do you got on? What do you got on the burners, Prince? What do you
What's
got
that?
going on right now? What do you got? What do you got on the burners right now?
For my projects.
Yeah.
So I had this film called Uncontrolled that I was 90% ready to shoot. We were pretty much greenlit, and we were going to shoot in Ohio in August before this whole pandemic hit.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it's bad for all of us, but it kind of affected my career because I had a good momentum going with one of my films. This one coming out on Showtime called Abducted, it is what it is, but it kind of is put on hold right now. It's in hiatus. I have another project called Bluebird that's also kind of been put on hold because there's really none of these producers want to take the risk of popping up on set, and nobody so far, whoever I talk to, nobody wants to be responsible for somebody's father or grandfather getting sick.
Right.
So I understand. But at the same time, I've been working, on all these crazy projects. I just shot this Ian Gott video for an artist. Really cool locations, lush areas and stuff. Music artist, and he's going to be releasing that too. Chris Brown's producer called named Pay Attention. I shot him in the beginning of the year, right before the pandemic. We shot a bunch of aerial sequences and hot air balloons and stuff like that. So I've been doing a lot of smaller projects, music videos, commercial type stuff.
Aerial shots and hot air balloons. Wait. He's like, I've been working on smaller projects, aerial shots and hot air balloons.
It's basically dogfights in hot air balloons. It's like balloon shots and those kinds of things. And then we had drones rotating over, and he's like doing performance inside balloons.
That's
one
really
of which
cool.
ended up crashing.
Oh, wow, man. Wow.
See, there's always stunts. Even in the hot air balloons, there's stunts.
Yeah. Well, that's dangerous because you got all the propane there. Those things can blow up, man.
Dude,
blow up.
That guy is
funny,
nuts.
Actually, the whole thing.
I'm never getting a hot air balloon again, ever. Nope.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh no, thank you.
Prince, actually, if you've been following his Facebook, about 6 or 8 months ago, you posted a picture of a bunch of people that I guess were taking turns being strapped to that yellow airplane or something along those lines. You did some outrageous stuff for that, and I was looking at that going, yeah, I don't think you could pay me enough to do that these days.
So it's funny because Corin, you actually worked on a project. What was it called? Pandora's Box, right? Was it called Pandora's Box? It was like
some of the movies I've done, the titles that came out when the movie came out were not exactly what the title was when we started shooting.
Well,
I think I know the one we're talking about. Is that with Kelly Sullivan?
Which one was that?
Was that the one with Kelly Sullivan?
Is it with Kelly Sullivan? I don't know. I'll check it out. Maybe it's a TV movie, and you played a character named Cole, I think, on it. Do you remember?
Okay.
Well, then again, you might have played 50 characters with the same name. I'm not sure.
It's like, remember when you played David?
It was with Mike Hatton. You know Mike Hatton?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. So
yeah,
Mike.
I love Mike.
Mike. So Mike and Osco are friends. Osco is my producer on Uncontrolled.
Oh, the Pandora's Box, the sci-fi thing. Yeah. It wasn't called that before. I can't recall what it was called, but yes, that was that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so those producers are the one. Osco, one of the producers on there, he's the one who was producing Uncontrolled with me. The one that just got shut down. And
I love Oscar. Oscar's a great guy.
Oh, you know Oscar. Okay, so Oscar and I basically went to Idaho, and he brought me onto this project to shoot a bunch of second unit stuff, a whole week of second unit. We just basically needed to make the movie better. So they brought me in, and I went in. I was supposed to direct second unit primarily, and kind of DP it at the same time because I have through my own production company gear and all the jazz or whatever. And so we went over there, and one of the first things was, you know, we got down and got out of the plane, and I was looking at the shots that they had previously shot. It was all summer. They shot everything in summer in Idaho, in Nespers, Idaho. And it was completely beautiful, like sunny days and whatnot. When I got there, it was like the Arctic. It was completely opposite.
Color correction. Make it look like sand instead of snow. Just do some color correction and change the snow into sand.
There was certain little patches of grass, I'd say, that matched the color of your hat. So I needed to find those little sections that I could shoot and somehow get those actors to kind of block the scenes in that area and whatnot. You know, so we ended up, but then you're shooting action sequences. They're pretty big, you know, sequences that we're kind of reshooting or adding on to. And that's what Bill was referring to, is like some of the behind the scenes we saw, Bill, was from that airplane sequence we shot where they removed a door from an airplane.
Right.
And, there you go.
That was Matt. That was Matt Marvin. Hold on.
What's up, Matt? How are you, buddy? God, that's hilarious.
He can't hear you.
He doesn't.
So-
Jesus.
If all else fails, we could have a Paranormal Activity 7.
Yes, exactly. We have Paranormal channel going on over there.
There you go.
Yeah, actually, Chad's got a spin-off from Love America Tour. We call him Paranormal Chad. You want to tell us how that's going there?
Going really good,
Talking
actually.
about that last night, and really trying to. Me and Chad were discussing, because, you know, he for obvious reasons doesn't want to approach it the way that everybody else has approached these kind of shows, you know, and so we were kicking around some things that could bring a little humor to it. I think that would be they could actually be a great idea, but we're not going to spring that on you right now. But
that's a good
we're
idea.
in the writing process of drumming up a synopsis to kind of base the show on. That way we have something that it's anchored in, instead of kind of fly by the seat of your pants.
Correct. That is correct. But yeah, we've been scouting some locations, and I think tomorrow we might scout another.
And why don't we like by the seat of our pants, guys? Why?
Seems to be working for us so far.
I won't let them do seated by their pants. That's why I said you're gonna do something interesting. You're right.
It's gonna be interesting. That's for sure.
Where are you guys scouting? Which part of town? Where? What state?
Right now we're down in Mississippi, but that'll be spreading to other states as well. We got some plans for some spots in Virginia, Oklahoma, and I believe Louisiana.
I don't know
Prince,
if you guys.
where are you based out of, Prince?
I'm in LA.
Oh, you're in LA. Because you keep saying you're shooting in Ohio.
Yeah.
So you must know 1,001 places over there that are scary.
In Ohio, yeah, because it was because of the tax incentive. They wanted to shoot there. And my DP's from over there as well. So,
Couple of things, guys. It's 8 o'clock, which means we've done our hour, and so from here on out, it's all volunteer. The other thing is, I don't know if you guys can see the chat. We had a whole bunch of people asking, how can we get them to where everybody can see the chat. And Elise M just come up with an idea that I think you guys might want to toss around. Something along the lines of a ghost tour pub crawl.
Oh yeah. Ghost tour pub crawl.
Well, you're just getting drunk with ghosts.
Exactly.
Simplified.
No, you know what? Treat it like it was an episode on Supernatural. They can only see ghosts if they were drunk.
Right. Wait, are the ghosts drunk?
To that.
No, they couldn't see. It was this one ghost, but you had to drink this beer or drink this wine to only see them, because they kept killing people, and they was like, it was a ghost, but we don't see it. And then it was.
And it sounds gone.
But I understand what he says.
Yeah. I mean, I think they call that ayahuasca. I'm not sure if that's a beer.
Exactly, yes. Exactly right.
Ayahuasca, yes. Up on the plains.
Yes, it was.
You see a little bit more than ghost than ayahuasca.
Yeah, right.
Or that's that mushroom infused wine.
Yes, guys, I'm smoking a little early, and I apologize ahead of time for anything I might say or not say, but I am medicated heavily.
It's okay.
Very nice.
How are you feeling, Mr. Husky?
I'm doing better. The doc told me that if it doesn't get better by tomorrow or it gets any worse, to go straight to the ER, but it's feeling better. I'm able to breathe again, so things are good, but there is the side effect of its pretty intense painkillers, so woohoo!
Yeah.
What the hell did you do? Did you shoot yourself or what?
No, I had chest pain, difficulty breathing.
Oh, okay, I got you. Sorry to hear that, brother.
No, it
I
happens.
think you should have just opted to cut off. Just cut off one of your arms. You'll feel much better.
Yeah, totally. Just cut a finger off. Or something.
Yeah, smash your foot with a hammer.
I mean, chest pains.
Yeah.
Where to that when you don't have an arm?
No, you know what? Eat some sushi. That'll change all of that.
Oh,
Ain't no more.
Some spicy tuna.
Right, exactly.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'll stay the medic of the group if that's okay. Especially.
This is where it deteriorates too at the end, Prince. Welcome to it, buddy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Bye, guys. Click.
On that note,
No, Prince, man, I'm excited to meet you. We'll definitely have to catch up offline and see what comes of it. Love to rap with you about whatever's going on. We got some cool stuff going on ourselves. We're developing a show down here right now for Jason London and I called Blackwater Blues, which is a pretty cool murder mystery show. So we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime,
Yeah. And we even had the circuit as well. I think you were attached to the circuit as I was too with Monty.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was attached to the circuit for.
I don't know what's going on right now with it, but hey, we'll see.
You know how it is. It's a miracle to get something off the ground.
Yep. Agreed.
Always a miracle.
Start a new business every time.
Yeah, man, I would love to do that interview in person when I get out there for sure, man. That would be fantastic. But in the meantime, yes. In the meantime, though, I'm gonna sign off here because I got some people waiting for me so that we can drive. I was like, I'm not driving and doing this. You guys are gonna have to sit over there and wait for me to be done.
yeah, bad idea.
I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be driving around in a car trying to do this. I'm going to sit down and we're going to just do it from here. So, but love you guys, man, and it's great to meet you, Prince. I look forward to
likewise, Corin. Likewise,
everybody else. Kumo D, I was surprised to see him on the show late in the game. I'd love to get an interview with Kumo D in person too at some point.
Oh, listen, don't you worry. I promise you're going to get the best interview ever. It's going down. Don't you worry about a thing.
Got Kumo D.
Fantastic. And everybody out there, Love America Tour, all you supporters and all the community that's developing out there. Love you guys too, man. God bless.
Take care, man.
Take care.
See you later, man.
Special shout out to Rachel Cooper there. She's doing extra hard work getting people together, and she took care of her the other day. Good girl there.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
We have got the best fans in the world. Ryan Albrecht, the volunteer, just stepped right up and decided to put the Lat cookbook together, which was an idea that came up from another fan. And then I'm seeing they're talking about wanting to put together a soundtrack or some kind of a thing with Spotify, I think. I told him, Chad, that was you that was kind of putting that together. But we have got the most creative, best fans ever. Always ready to step up and do some work. Always ready to step up and be uplifting and supportive when somebody's having a bad day. I can't say enough about them.
Definitely.
Yeah, so all you got to do when you go to Spotify is look up Love America Tour. There's a lot. There's actually, I think, now over a dozen playlists, and some of them are actually collaborative, so you can add music to it. So, yeah, that's that box is checked.
I got to do that. You know, it's so funny. I was just sitting up here thinking the other day. I said, we got the Love America Tour. We got the project for Mississippi. I can't wait to even get into that one with.
That's awesome.
I can't wait. I got the movie that I'm working on. Still writing this other project. Still got this other project. My son said to me the other day, he said, "Is sleep like anywhere inside there?" I said, "We don't sleep." I said, "We actors, writers, directors, we don't sleep." I said, "We sleep standing up." I said, "Ideas come, we write them down, but we don't sleep." So my son said, "Well, how much are we worth in case you die? I need to know." I said, "Oh, don't worry. I don't have no plans on dying." I said, "I'm gonna live as long as Samuel L. Jackson. Since that's probably about 200 years, I think I got it."
Or Morgan Freeman, right?
Yeah. Morgan Freeman, right? Exactly.
How many times did Morgan Freeman die, man?
Man, listen, Morgan must have died 75 times because I'm telling you, he came back each time stronger than ever.
Oh yeah.
It's scary though, because every time I would sit down and I'm studying a script or something, someone would send me something else. And someone says, "You know what? We got to redo this." Because we did Mayor of Easttown, and we didn't finish because COVID hit. So someone said, "We may have to redo a scene." I was like, well, one, I can't lose the weight that I've gained again unless I buy some Spank. So that's not going to happen. It ain't going down.
Oh, dude, you broke Benn.
Bobby and Spanks. I just had the worst vision in my mind, and I'm never gonna get that out of my head. You and Spanks. No.
It'll never work. I promise you, it'll never work.
Gonna get some Spanks.
Yo, it's crazy because when we didn't finish, it's kind of finished now, but it's kind of not. And they said it was supposed to wrap up April of 2020, and it's supposed to air December. So everything got pushed back to next year. So they was like telling people, "Oh, you may have to come back." I'm like, dude, I said, there's no way in the world. I know I've gained at least 5 pounds. I said, there's no way in the world I'm gonna see myself in a pair of Spanx. No,
5 pounds. 5 pounds isn't gonna hurt you, Bobby. That's a meal. Come on now.
Yeah, man, that's nothing. That's water weight, bro.
Yeah, that's overnight.
Yeah, but you know what? It's winter weight coming in right now.
Well, gotta keep.
Well, have any of you ever done boxing or wrestling or anything like that?
I've done boxing. That's boxing.
I used to do MMA grappling a little bit.
I did Rock'em Sock'em when I was a kid.
Sock'em, there, I did that too. There you go.
Come on, Bobby. It's like trying to make your weight. But when you get weighed in pre-fight, you got to run around with a trash bag on or whatever you got to do to get under that limit.
A day of eating ice cubes and then a day of running in a plastic bag. Sucks.
I passed out in a plastic bag. It was so hot. I had so much water in the damn plastic bag, and I'm sitting up there inside the gym, and we're on the bag, and I'm drenched. All I knew is I went for the next punch, and I was out. They said, "Who hit him?" They said, "No one."
Who did it? Who did it? I mean, all I did was I was just moving. I don't know what happened.
Passed out, and I'm like, "This is what happened?" And the bag was full. As soon as they cut the bag, they said water came everywhere like blood.
Probably some short, like 4'3" dude that was in there just sparring, giving you shots.
That was me.
When I was 400 pounds, trust me, it was a whole lot worse. I'm so grateful I'm not where I used to be.
I know. I've got to hit the gym. Apparently, there's a really good gym out here called Ironworks. Because when I was on tour, started the tour with a nice 6-pack, and now I've got a keg.
You got a Budweiser in there? What?
Yeah, I mean it's more of like a Modelo keg, but.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, you better do it. Say again?
What's up?
At least your gyms are open. Nothing's open around here in LA.
Nothing at all.
That's because
They're
You
moving
got
equipment into the parking lot. I know in one gym did that. It's like 100+ degrees. You're gonna go work out in the parking lot.
Did you see what's done? Yeah. Did you see what some of those guys are doing, Prince? It's ridiculous. Although I have to admit, Connie and Ted's great seafood out in the parking lot. Something to do.
So, yeah.
Just saying it seems wrong. You're like, what's this great restaurant? 5-star, Cicconi's, premium, $300 meal in the parking lot.
in the parking lot.
$300 in the parking lot.
Or they were doing
How'd you
even
make your
parking
money?
structures. At one point, like the mall was like the fooderies inside the mall. They were moving them into the structures,
Right.
which is also confined space. So I don't get that.
It's funny. We had a restaurant out here in Philly, and all the food in a certain area will be out on the sidewalks. I said, so we're eating outside. So if a bug flies in your food on restaurant week, it's just spices.
That's extra.
That's
Yeah,
it.
That's state excise tax right there.
Cherry on top. Yeah, there you go.
Right.
It's funny, man.
Oh my God.
But hey, in Philly,
all
are
right.
you guys? Hey, in Philly, you said are you filming in Philly? What are you doing out there?
We did. We filmed Mary Easttown out here in Philly, and we filmed. I have an episode on Servant
So,
with M. Night
but-
Shyamalan.
But when you're doing that, what are you using the Zone ABC COVID stuff? What's going on?
Yeah, what happens is, first of all, thank God I don't have to film every day. Thank God it'll be like a one-day shoot, and you go get tested.
Yep.
You pass the first stage. Get into the next stage. You got your mask, and we can have a mask. Nope, you need a brand new mask. Everything's brand new out the bag. Go on set. By the time you go on set, all right, we're gonna test you one more time. Dude, they already tested me. Do not stick that thing in my nose one more time. Yo, they are so anal out here in Philly. Because they don't want you to.
I don't know. We have Safeway, right? Right, Prince. We're using Safeway Forward. I think that's what we're using. Or is it,
wow, not us.
Safeway, yes.
Forward?
Yes.
That's what we're using. And they make us do every 4 days before, 4 days in, and every 4 days, unless you're Zone A, and then you have to do it.
I heard like they were testing every other day, even on some sets. I think on at least the last Lake Tahoe project I saw was like every other day they were testing.
Rapid test?
Yeah, maybe.
Rapid test. Yep.
So,
Philly don't play because they're real anal on it, and then it's a certain time you need to be done. So you can't be all day. So
Pretty soon, they're gonna spring it on you like a probation drug test, man.
Yeah. I was like, all right, can we just get this done so I can go home so y'all don't stick nothing else in my nose again?
Wow.
Like,
Hey guys, I gotta quickly run. I gotta get out of here to go get dinner. Thank you so much, Bill.
do well, Prince. I'll catch you over here in LA at some point, buddy. I'll catch
Yeah,
up with you.
likewise. Let's
Over here.
connect on social media as well. Likewise.
Good to
All right,
meet
One of the-
Chad, Ben, Robert.
One of the
talk to
things
you
that
later,
I'm
boss.
going to do is I will get you access to the Discord channel as soon as it's up. I will have a specific channel just for our guests and a cast and a crew so that you guys can hook up and do your professional stuff as well as, interact with fans.
Wait. Professional stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
The film thing, the movie stuff.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what you meant by professional stuff. Like, we don't do it.
I didn't. Am I a professional now?
You're becoming one. I just got to teach you guys not to try to shoot 12 episodes in 18 days.
Yeah.
No one said it wasn't possible.
Yeah, do that.
No,
Bill,
that's
do
not.
that.
Prince, I'll talk to you later about this because you'll understand what I'm saying on this. But there's some things that are just physically, dollar-wise, impossible. More physically,
It's eight.
Definitely
with
more
locations
physical. Yeah.
and 18 days, and it just.
Well, no, I think it got changed. I think it got changed to ADPs, so we're good.
Yeah, there's some other stuff I got to do to the back of that.
Yeah. Cool.
But it's
Yeah,
always
please do.
exciting. Yeah, we'll talk.
We'll talk.
Tomorrow I'll make sure that you guys have each other's contact info.
Cool.
Yep.
And I'll be sure to post something motivational for you, Bill, tomorrow.
Absolutely, and I'll be there to like it and comment on it.
Like Prince, find me on Facebook, Chad Kimsey.
For sure. Will do.
I'm
All right, Prince, thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
For
Appreciate all the work you do, and can't wait to see Uncontrolled.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Me too. Hopefully we can get that off the ground. Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Right, God bless.
Bye.
And that, folks, was a movie producer. Busy, LA. We still got sunlight here.
Did you look around? See if you had the sun?
I had to like check it out, right? It's like, wait a minute.
Like, wait, how long have I been on this? Is it 7 o'clock? No, I had a time adjustment. I went to Bill's time and then I came back to my time zone. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, trust and believe. For us here, it's like now that the time zone changed, it's darker quicker. So at 7 o'clock, man, it's like 9 o'clock.
It's, and the stupid hall lights don't turn on in time. You're still stumbling up the stairs. I noticed that the other day. I come home like, what happened? Yesterday, it was perfectly easy to see up these steps. Today, I can't see the top 5.
I think they call that age. I'm not sure.
You know, yeah, it's that gray that gets underneath your beard and just kind of goes to your brain.
What's supposed to, this gray is supposed to actually be bounce light so that I'm holding my phone, shows me the way.
Oh, okay. I got you. See, mine is still all one color. And
Give it a minute.
I want to give it a minute. I'm gonna just for a minute. How about that?
36 or 38?
36.
Don't worry. 4 years are gonna go like that.
Yeah, real quick. You gotta have a whole face of boom.
Yeah. Ben, you better not say that. You're
listen. When mine's turned gray, the first time I seen gray, I said, "Ooh, let me go dye this real quick." I died. The moment the dye went out, I had like 27 grays that popped out of nowhere. I'm like, motherfucker, what? And someone said, "Don't break it here. It comes back faster."
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that lesson the hard way.
Yeah.
Well, mine's red. I'm hoping it just turns a lighter color red.
Oh, okay. You
How
get that
about this? Chad, why don't you humor us? Why don't you dye your hair for Halloween? Actually, let's Love America Tour decide what color to dye your hair.
God.
I think you should at least have 3 different colors. I mean,
go figure.
We'll let the Lat Fam, I called the Lat Fam to throw out there. Kaminsky, Paranormal Chad. Let's see. What color hair should you have? I can't do it because I don't have hair.
You're funny, Ben.
Real quick, Chad, after this, and Ben and Bobby too, if you're interested. Bobby, I think, got in on the last one. There is that Zoom call afterwards if you guys have time and want to be in. Ben, I know you're probably
my wife is about to come home and she's just like, and I do apologize because, you know, I wanted to participate more, but again, we got Blackwater Blues that I'm doing the stuff for. I've got a show called Jack and Jill, got Love America Tour documentary. I've got, I'm going to probably have 5 or 6 other ones that I'm trying to do budgets for, but we're all swinging on this bank in Italy that apparently has a bunch of gold. They're not, we're not sure if it's encumbered or not. If it isn't, cool, we're in business. And if it is, then we're still farming.
Oh, man. Yeah, and I won't be able to do it either. I got to get back to the bar.
Okay, I wasn't sure, Chad, and because of that, I had Bonnie go ahead and DM you the information just in case you could. They do it every Wednesday and Saturday after this stream, and
well,
I think, huh?
I'll be there. I'm gonna click on over.
Yeah, I'll be there probably a little bit, but not for very long.
I'll make it a point at some time integer in the future to definitely do it. So
yeah, and then, you know, we'll have Discord up before a couple of days. We'll be able to pop in whenever we like and stuff. But just in case, I didn't want to make sure that you guys had the opportunity if you had the time and wanted to.
Yeah, I want to. I don't have the time. I gotta go make that money.
I understand.
Stupid J-O-B. Dang it. J-O-B always gets in the way.
I like to think of it as a hobby with perks.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, I look every time I go to work. You know, I keep saying, "It's almost over. It's almost over. It's almost over." But then I say to myself, "You know what? It can just be over tomorrow." But then again, I'd be at square one again. And it's so funny because of all the stuff I do, and I always tell people I go to work because I don't know what I would do if I didn't.
Right.
Yeah,
that's why I do filmmaking. I do filmmaking because A, I don't want to ever grow up. B, as you can see, I'm in my office, which is 25 steps from my bed.
30, there you go.
30 steps. And over that way, 10 steps is my fridge. Coffee maker.
There you go.
Mhm.
And that's why you're my manager, Ben. I want to be just like you when I grow up.
You don't want to be like, you see this gray hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because of these 30 years I put into film. But I'm always happy to help you. Make sure you do right, Chad.
I know.
I don't want you to fail.
There is something to be said for working from home. It is nice to be able to not have to go very far. On the other hand, it is incredibly difficult to come up with an excuse to call in sick.
Two dogs will do it. Yep. I have 2 Rottweilers, and when they call in and actually come to think of it, they're a little quiet. I might have to get to them fairly quickly, but yeah, they keep you occupied.
See. You know, listen, mine's is hospital, a nursing home, and then all my movie stuff. Keeps me busy all the way around. And then, because the only good thing about my jobs is I have a week off. So that week off is all my movie stuff, my scripts, and everything else. So that's perfect. That's why I love my job, because I have flexibility.
That's good.
Do you split between the old folks home and the hospital? What's your?
Yeah. So the senior home is more like a memory care home. That's like the permanent one, where the hospital is now my per diem. So they'll call me if there's anything that pops up as an emergency. I'll get those calls. That's great. But then having, like, I can do my 1 week, I can do 80 hours in a week. Then I'm off for a week. So that 1 week I'm off, I'll go table read, I'll go film. I'll actually scout for locations for other people. And then I'll do my my mentoring and my motivation speaker all within that week.
Oh, good.
And your son has every right to say, "Is there sleep?" I'm surprised you're not saying, "Daddy, is there a me in there?"
My son's 21, and
it doesn't matter. He still says.
He doesn't matter.
Listen, Ben's going to be right, and you might as well just accept it.
My daughter's 21. I get a bill. That's all I get.
See, I don't even get that no more.
How'd you do that? You share some secrets?
No, you pay everything out of pocket. You don't get the bill no more. I don't get nothing. And I taught my son how to work for himself, how to have his own job, how to accept his life for himself. I'm there for 3 emergencies. 3. Yep. You got 1 emergency left. Everything else is on your own.
There you go.
So I keep saying my goal is at 50, I don't ever want to work a 9 to 5. I want to be focused on all my movies all the way around. That's what I want to do. I got 3 years.
What I would give to have the years left to hit 50, I only have like 10 months.
Oh, horrible.
I have to fly out to LA and throw him a big 5-0.
You're going to come here for the party, buddy.
Listen, wherever the party is, I'm out.
Love America 5-0 party tour.
There we go.
Put everybody on the screen.
The Love America 5-0 party tour? Can't we just say 50?
No, because I want to bring in Miami or Hawaii 5-0 helicopter. Book them.
Oh, okay. Book them.
I like that.
There you go. Right,
I have to run. I do love everybody. I just wanted to chat a little bit. And Bobby, you gonna jump over to the other side? You said?
Yeah, well, God, you had to say it like that.
Yeah.
You're the king of love, buddy. You're the king of love.
I give love to everyone, so everyone can feel the same thing, buddy. So,
yeah,
I'll go over there.
We need more Bobby Benn in the world. That's all I can say.
Yes, we do.
My goal in life is to make sure everyone's comfortable and happy. No matter how your day goes, I'm going to do my best to show you the light.
Good. You know what? That's great. I'm glad that you're on this team, because it does make a difference.
Wait till we get you running from a graveyard or sleeping in the back of a motor.
Hey, you're not running
for something really small or something really scary.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're not running from a graveyard, because the last one I was in, I took a step down and just ate it.
Oh. Into a grave? Open? Partially?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I was.
Back that up.
No, it was not open. So I took it. No, it was just the top of a grave, so they were already in it.
Wow.
It was covered. But
wait, let me see. Let me replay that. Excuse me, it's 7 o'clock. You in there? Can you get out? My turn. You dead yet?
It was literally like a 2-foot drop, and I was like,
are you not done filling that shit in? What's wrong with you, man? I'm next.
There's a body coming out. What? Don't you see the hand? Hell no! Cover it.
Go get your own plot next door. Come on.
Exactly.
No, man, my ankle just went crack.
Oh, buddy. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, okay, fair enough. No running in graves.
No running in graves. Yep. Hey, so I got a story. Hold on, I got a story for you before you go. So we were at Arlington doing a fallout for a fallen comrade, and at the end, you're watching this like 3-year-old just running through Arlington, and he just runs smack into one of the heads.
Oh.
Yeah, and you can't break tightness, man. So you just got to stand there like, and you just want to laugh so bad.
You're not allowed to laugh. You're not allowed to laugh. You're not allowed to laugh. But if you don't, you're gonna shit blood. That kind of thing.
So listen, let me share this. Let me share this real quick. So I'm young. I'll never forget it. Where the movie theater was at in our neighborhood, there's a graveyard. There's a cemetery. My dad said, "Listen," and I'll never forget. I was seeing Carlito's Way. My dad said, "Be home at 11 o'clock. I don't care if the movie's not done. Get home." I never forget the day before I watched Return of the Night of the Living Dead. The only way to get home faster was cut through the graveyard. It started to rain. I've never ran so fast a day in my life through this graveyard. I get home, and the first thing my dad said was it good? Was what good? You are sweating. Did you run out of it? Dad, I ran through a freaking graveyard. He's still, my dad said, sure you did. Okay.
Sure you did.
Like, I'm not playing this game with you. Then the next day, my dad sees the graveyard. He says, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Picking up with some girl, and I'm sweating bricks. No, I'm through the graveyard. All I could think of was hands coming out the grave trying to grab me.
All I'm thinking of is Return of the Night of the Living Dead, man. Woo, nope, ain't happening.
Yeah, exactly. I say, yeah, I'm good. I'm done.
There you go.
So, anyway, look, go do your thing. I'll see you later. Well, eventually.
See you later, buddy.
Absolutely. It's been a good time. We're going to call that a day, and I guess Bobby and I are going to jump over to the Zoom call for a little bit, and I won't be there for long, but
I'll see you guys later. Good game, and I'll holler at y'all offline sometime, and then also Saturday.
Yeah. All right.
All right, guys.
Awesome.
Peace.
We'll see you guys.
Husky, I'll see you over there in a minute.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's much more gooder.